I'm doing Death vs. Herd, entertainment, stories like that. This is from The Bleeding Fool. It's called Jason Momoa Says Aquaman 2 is About Fighting Climate Change from August 13th, 2022. Now, I'll say off the bat this. This is a political issue, make no mistake. So due to that, it could affect sales. That's what I want to talk about here today, but first let's start the article, see what they got. And they include this picture of Jason Momoa shaving. I'm not sure what it has to do with anything, kind of an odd picture, but alright, that's what they got there. And it begins. In the wake of the announcement that Ben Affleck would don his Batman cape for Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom, Jason Momoa offered some additional details on the Aquaman sequel in a recent interview. According to Momoa, the film contains a sequence in which Arthur addresses the UN General Embassy and makes a terrifying speech about an impending catastrophe that threatens the entire globe. Additionally, he said that the film would touch on the actual state of the planet Earth and the harm that humans are doing to it. It remains to be seen on how Aquaman will suggest humanity address impending environmental comedies like pollution and climate change, but Momoa has provided a teaser concerning his character's impending adventures. Alright, so there it is. Obviously, if you want to have some messages about climate change, keeping the planet clean, if it's subtle, I think that's okay. He's in the ocean anyway. The ocean is getting polluted. That's not an opinion. But if you're going to have a speech at the UN, well, that's taking a pretty heavy political stance there. And I always say I like to keep politics out of these fantasy movies, especially a fantasy movie that's got an actress who lost a case that's already going to hurt sales 100%. So now you have this on top of that. It just doesn't seem like you're doing any good to have it this heavy-handed. And Jason Momoa can't sell the movie on his own. People will go to see Jason no matter what. But there's got to be a lot of other great elements about the movie for the full picture. It appears that the sequel will be both a call to action and an allegory for global warming. Argued in the first Aquaman movie that the surface world was encroaching on the oceans and harming marine life. And although Arthur prevented from starting a conflict with the surface, it appears that Arthur will have to fight those responsible for climate change in Aquaman 2. According to the new plot information, a conflict between the surface and the sea may arise in the sequel. Vapid devotion to the theory of global warming is nothing new to Hollywood, especially Momoa, who recently promoted a product with the Save the Planet mantra being part of the sales pitch. And of course, on Instagram, he talks about it. He's got a lot of followers, by the way. Over 700,000 likes is actually fantastic for an Instagram post. So, all right. Let me pitch in a surface level opinion on climate change. So obviously here they say it's a theory of global warming, not completely proven. Now the thing we know is we're not doing great things for the environment. Obviously pollution's real, humans are hurting the environment. Having said that, I'm somewhere in the middle of the left and right on this issue. I kind of have the attitude of it can't hurt to take precautions. The left says it's happening, like Al Gore, we got to do something, move on it. The right says, we don't know, need more proof. Even some people saying, well, it might be a scam or something like that. I'm in the middle. I'd say better safe than sorry on this one. If the left is right and you don't act, well, then that's not good. If the right is right, well, okay, that's just one more thing you could consider about politics when voting and things like that. So that's where I am. Now back to Aquaman. Including a heavy stance in the movie, a fantasy movie, is not a good thing. Why would you want that? It's obviously fully taking the left side, saying, look at this catastrophe coming up, guys. We better do something. As Aquaman, I'm saying this as a superhero, save the ocean. Once again, it's not a terrible message. That's not my point. I'm not trying to figure out how good the message is, who's right and who's wrong. What I'm saying is, in this movie, it's not the best thing for it. Obviously, like I said, like we see right there, I put her picture up. Mera got herself in hot water in Virginia, and that's another thing that's going to hurt the movie. So how much do they want to hurt this movie? So people on the right who do disagree with the left's narrative on global warming might skip this. Now you might get people skipping it for a reason unrelated to Amber. Well, that can't be good for them. For someone like me, though, who watched the 6-week trial, saw some evidence, watched the jury tell Amber that she's a known abuser, she's a known defamer, well, I wouldn't wish a movie like this well if they're not going to take her out. If they take Mara out, I guess, alright. I still wouldn't say let bygones be bygones. I hope you guys do well with the movie. I'd still be like, yeah, I'm not seeing it anyway, no matter what, because they waited way too long to take her out. But if they take her out and other people want to see it, I'd stop, criticizing, covering it. Probably I'd be like, all right, they took her out. Better late than never. Let's move on. But for now, I think Mera, as you know who, is still in the movie. Anyway, little bit of a rant at the end. Let me know what you think down below. Do you think climate change, even if you do agree with it, should be in this movie? Or they should probably keep politics out of it, especially since you know who is going to already hurt sales. I think I said that 3 times, but it feels kind of good. I mean, you know what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to it. And now the movie's been pushed back 9 months. That can't be good. We got to wait and see. Consider subscribing here. If you don't consider it and don't subscribe, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.